How long have you had this car?
I only had it for like 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
I recently got a new job at Amazon and I really need an updated vehicle.
This is spread across 8 credit cards and it's going to blow your mind.
All right, so today, again, we're going to be looking at people buying cars they can't afford and others racking up outrageous amounts of credit card debt. Welcome to the channel. I'm Mike, and here we talk about money, cars, avoiding debt, and keeping more of your paycheck. If that sounds good, hit that like and subscribe button, drop a comment.
He has a 21 BMW X5 and you're flipped on it?
Yeah.
How much?
12.
All right, let's see what it's worth. It's got the beautiful chocolate interior. Why are you trying to get rid of it?
I just can't afford the payments no more.
How much are the payments?
$960 a month.
How long have you had this car?
I only had it for like 2 months.
2
Yeah.
months?
And then I had the issue with my wife, so
Oh, you're married? How young are you?
25.
Damn, look at you, man. Was this her car?
Yeah, she was driving.
So we need to make sure this does not hurt your credit, in other words. How much do you owe on it?
48.
2021 BMW X5 with 65,000 miles on it. I'm seeing MMR is around 35. Damn.
Why is it always the BMW drivers? He's only 2 months in and he already can't afford it. This has to be one of the biggest mistakes I made when I was younger. I never planned for the unexpected. We don't actually know what happened, but health issues, job loss, anything can pop up. I worked for a company for 7 years. One day they pulled us all into the office, handed us an envelope, and said they were closing. That was it, out of a job.
Thing's brand new. You sure your wife had this? Tell you what, if it was my girl driving that car, it would not look that good. How much you got on that BMW?
I do like 36.
How much you gave?
That is 35.
Guys, if I wanted to sell this car and be ranked number 9 best value in the country, I'd have to be selling it for 38. If I want to sell it tomorrow, I need to be selling it at 34.9. That would get me the cheapest one in the country. No one's using this car right now?
No, I could get out of it.
Dude, I'll rent it out 85% utilization rate. I'll take you to Trip City. It's like the promised land. It's essentially private rentals. We'll manage it. I'll do it for a 60-40 split. If you're happy with that. Anything that happens to the car damage-wise, we will take care of it. With our body shop, we'll get the wholesale value.
How does the insurance work?
To me, this is a horrible idea. It might help him out right now, but with the way people drive rental vehicles, he's probably making a big mistake. What if they don't rent that thing out enough to cover the payment? He's still going to have to plan to cover the full amount, which is something he clearly can't afford.
It's going to rent under the third-party rental insurance. We would only use your insurance to go to the car wash, mechanic, tires, or on a delivery. That's the only time your insurance would be active. However, you're required to keep insurance on your vehicle as per motor vehicle regulations. If you don't, they might try to suspend your license. The tires are a little worn. Can you pay to get them replaced at my wholesale cost, or?
At the moment, I can't.
I never do this for anybody. I'll get the tire for you. We'll rent it out. And then at the end of the month, I will deduct it from your earnings. If you need to make a payment and you're not able to make the payment, we'll cut it in half. And then the next month, we'll take the other half for the tires, because I know those tires are going to be really expensive on that car. They are, right? Like $250 plus.
It's like 2 something.
I would assume his insurance rates are going to go up quite a bit, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. Once it's being rented out, he may have some issues. I'd taken a new job a few years back where I was required to take out commercial insurance on my vehicle. I called the company I was using and asked for a quote, and they instantly dropped me, just for asking. Excellent driving record, no accidents, no tickets.
Yesterday I had a customer come in and all she wanted was the cheapest car that we had on our lot. We get to talking and I ask her, why do you want the cheapest car? Usually they're going to be a lot older with too many miles on them. She told me straight up that she's a 500 score and she knew her rate was going to be high, so she just wanted a cheap car so the payments would be reasonable. From there I understood immediately and I got to searching. The car that we ended up finding for her was a 2017 Hyundai Elantra priced at $10,000. Now overall condition wise, the car was pretty clean. It was a trade-in vehicle. The only thing that was tough though is that the car had like 80,000 miles on it. Nevertheless, she goes on a test drive, absolutely loves the car, then we get right into the credit application. Went ahead, passed all her information over to my manager so he can get an approval, and this is what came back. These are all of her approved terms: 48 months, 24.36% interest, with $1,500 out of pocket, she's $348 a month. Now the bank actually cut back this deal, so we had to discount our selling price from $10,000 to $8,100. Everything else is just tax and fees. She said that she wanted a tracking device in this car because her friend had the same car and it got stolen. Nevertheless, this brought her total amount financed to $10,500. Crazy part about this was her insurance was $630 a month. Guys, I highly suggest shopping insurance before you go to the dealership. Use my insurance quote tool in my bio if you need it.
So this woman is paying almost $1,000 a month to drive a 2017 Hyundai. That is beyond ridiculous. I couldn't even imagine paying $600 a month for insurance. I think I'm paying too much right now. It's around $140. Seems to go up a little bit each year. With a 500 credit score and taking out a loan at 24%, along with paying $600 a month for insurance, she's in for some trouble.
She has a '08 Accord and she needs something new. She got a new job, so we'll see how this goes.
I'm calling to purchase a car. I recently got a new job at Amazon and it's out in Delaware. I really need an updated vehicle. I know you guys do trade-ins.
Yeah, of course. All right, so when you say new car, you mean new to you, right? Because we sell used cars, but...
Yes, used car is fine, yes.
Okay.
It's something newer than what I have.
Now, what are you driving right now?
I have a 2008 Honda Accord. It's okay, but I'm really concerned with the transport to and from Philadelphia to Delaware. That's a really big commute, and she's functioning, but I don't know if she'll function well enough for that on the long term.
You have the title to it, yeah?
Yes.
All right, so what we'll do is I'll have you come with the title, bring your license, and then as far as proof of income, before you got the Amazon job, you were working another job?
I was working another job. I just started this one just to get a little bit more income, just looking to pay off student loans and everything a bit more efficiently, yeah.
Okay, all right, sounds good to me. What time can you get here?
I can do mornings. Is 10:30 okay?
10:30 works. You think you can be here by 10:30?
Yeah, that works. Perfect.
All right, perfect. All right, I'll see you at
Awesome.
10:30.
Thank you so much. I'll see you then.
She kind of went backwards. She took a new job to make money. He asked for proof of income, so she's financing. She's going to go deeper into debt to try to make more money to pay off her student loans. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's a great paying job, but she already has a 2008 Honda Accord. Take that thing to the shop, get it looked at. I wonder if she actually did the math. The distance she would be driving is almost 2 hours, so 4 hours a day. A car loan, fuel for that distance, and the wear and tear on the vehicle. There's a good chance she could be making less.
I owe $30,000 worth of credit card debt at 24 years old. This is my credit card debt breakdown. I currently have 5 different credit card accounts that I need to pay off. The first one, which is the least amount of debt that I owe, would be my Freedom Unlimited card, in which I owe $1,649.99. My Capital One card, I owe $4,388.83. On my Best Buy account, I owe $6,210. On my Chase credit card, I owe $6,856. Last but not least, Discover. This is the one that I owe the most on, and it is $10,952. That brings me to a total of $30,057.68. I've looked into filing for bankruptcy, but I don't think that that's the best route for me at this time. I think that I won't qualify for Chapter 7, and I also don't think that Chapter 13 would be the best option either. There's no other option for me other than just finding other ways to make money and paying this off as soon as possible. I'm turning 25 soon, and my goal is to become debt-free and just be more smart with my money. Honestly, just never get myself back into this position.
At 23, she is starting early and in for a rough time. $30,000 of credit card debt is going to take a long time to pay off. I just came across a clip this morning that said the average interest rate in the United States is between 21 and 25%. So it's extremely high. With that much debt, she's likely only making the minimum payments. So next, nothing is applied to the actual balance. It's all going towards interest.
Let's break down my credit card debt together so that I can help you feel better about your finances. All right, are we ready? Because this is spread across 8 credit cards and it's going to blow your mind. Let's start off with my smallest amount and work all the way up to my highest credit card. So first off, I have my Shields credit card. This is the one that we're currently working on paying off, and it is sitting at $2,874. Next, after that is my Discover card, and that is sitting at $4,844. Next, after that is my Chase Disney card, and this is sitting at $5,593. After that, I have my Star card, which is sitting at $7,628.
I'm surprised she can say this while smiling. I would be stressed out. I was probably around the same age as the people in these clips when I had my credit card debt. It wasn't that high, but it still seemed impossible to pay off. Even increasing from the minimum payment barely made any difference.
And after that is my husband's Star card, because yes, we both have one, and his is sitting at $8,028. Then we have my Visa Platinum card, which is sitting at $11,283. And then we have my Cash Rewards card, which is sitting at $19,725. And then we have my highest card. That's my American Express, and it's sitting at $24,987. When you add all of these together, that's a total of $84,962 in credit card debt alone. This does not include student loans. This does not include car loans. Just credit cards.
$85,000 of credit card debt. I really hope they're able to pay it off, but with a balance that high, you're in for years of long hours at work and cutting any costs you can at home. I really wish I knew more about what they'd spent it on, because when I had my debt, there was nothing to show for it. It wasn't big purchases like an expensive laptop or a big screen. I just used it for everyday purchases and only made the minimum payment. It adds up so quickly when you're not paying attention, and quickly you're struggling to keep up. I only use mine now for things I need, like groceries or gas, and I pay them off full every month. I'm going to end the video here and ask you to hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.